I saw him on fucking Sean Ryan's show.
And a
Yeah.
farmer?
He's like, I invented like the SDV
Yeah,
and
he's
shit.
so
I'm like,
full
what
of
the fuck
shit,
is this
bro.
guy talking
He's so
about?
full of shit. But all the comments are like, this guy's so brilliant. I'm like, yeah, if you believe what he says.
The 3-second rule. If I hadn't a fucking pause there, I would have killed that guy for no reason.
I invented the question mark.
Shut the fuck up. God damn, dude. Yeah, he's fuck that guy, dude. But anyway, that's why I tagged him in that comment.
Good.
Dude.
Yeah.
Air them out, dude.
Yeah.
Air them out.
I'm
We
so
need some
sick
of
this
those.
shit.
Oh, smelling salts.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we need some smelling
Shit,
salts.
I gotta get that stuff, bro.
So I
I
ordered
love
some
them.
for my bar. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I was not a big fan
I'll bring
of them,
some
but
next
now
time.
I'm like,
I-
you know what?
Yo,
I think I
what's
need
his
some
name
smelling
on
salts.
the last
100%.
podcast?
They're nice,
He was
especially when
fucking
you're knocking
facing
2
that
out in a
shit.
row. They're good to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a nice little isolator. Ivan fucking loves them.
Dude,
Dude, that
Dude,
guy
that
was
guy-
like, he put his whole
He had
nose
his
in
whole
them.
fucking nose in
like
there.
he's like a sommelier with it, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Ivan.
Oh, dude.
Dude, he
Yeah,
was burying
dude.
his nose in that. And it was a fresh batch, too. And I'm like,
Damn,
all right,
man.
Yeah, this guy's sketchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a lot, man.
That's like the dude that shoves like wasabi up his fucking nose and shit.
All right. Are we
Yeah, we're
recording?
good.
Oh shit, already 2.5 into it. Okay,
Well, hey, welcome.
there we go.
Here we are again.
Yeah, surprise entrance again.
Yeah.
So we are back with Mike Moriarty. So Johnny Collins from last episode is also hanging out, so we got him, but just
What
on
up?
audio because we don't have enough cameras to get him in here, and also the background. We're shooting in our office right now, so like this looks good here, but in the background is a bunch of bullshit we didn't
Plus,
clean
Johnny doesn't have any pants on anymore.
Stroking it in the background. Keep talking,
But
boys.
we got
Like,
Johnny
dude,
on
put that
audio.
thing away, bro.
And so we've got Mike Moriarty on today. We actually already shot an episode with Mike, but we didn't
We fucked it.
have
I
we
fucked it.
we didn't have the technical expertise to actually capture it in the best way,
Yeah.
and we didn't
exactly.
want to give you guys a
Par.
Subpar experience.
Exactly. Yeah. So we are redoing Mike Moriarty's episode today with the benefit of Johnny Collins' commentary. And I don't remember what the fuck we talked about before anyway.
Oh, dude.
Me neither, man. 'cause
Yeah.
we
We were
ended
getting
up
pretty-
we ended up getting hammered after.
we're getting
so,
pretty into
it,
Well,
yeah.
actually during, so.
Yeah, we were sitting in my backyard, literally with me, you, him, and Ben, just like getting after it.
Yeah. It was. It was a great time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the recording didn't come out well. Well, that's also why we have Coda and Kay.
And
today.
why we don't film outside.
Yeah, and we're not film outside, so we can't smoke, but we can still drink in here.
Well,
Anyway, getting into it, Mike, dude, thanks for coming again on the show.
I was on the way to work, so.
Oh, perfect.
no shit, right?
Just kidding.
Yeah, man. So let's start at the beginning. I know we're into this again. Some of this is gonna be old hat, but dude, you're from Boston.
The
obviously.
audience doesn't know that.
Yeah. Grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. Youngest of 8 kids. Parents are both Irish immigrants. Joined the Navy in my senior year of high school. Like signed, delayed entry program. You remember that shit? So, didn't really see much of a future in hanging around in the neighborhood. So, and I wasn't going to college.
West
Yeah.
Roxbury?
Correct. Yeah, West Roxbury. So, yeah, there's a big difference between West Roxbury and Roxbury, and they're not even.
And East Roxbury.
There is no such thing.
Oh. Well.
But those two neighborhoods, they don't even share a border, which is kind of odd. Like you'd think they'd be right next to each other. But anyway, I didn't see much of a future in hanging out in the neighborhood. I didn't take high school as seriously as I should have. I showed up just about enough so I could stay on the hockey team and whatever. That was about it.
I'm
so.
getting a theme here. Between
Sounds familiar.
it's fucking Johnny and
I missed
pretty much all of us. I missed like 60 days of high school my fucking senior year.
Right,
Shit,
right.
dude. At least you guys graduated. I went to 5 different high schools in 3 different states and didn't graduate any of the motherfuckers. But anyway, yeah.
So what do you have, like a GED?
Yeah.
Or you don't have anything?
No,
It's
I got
like,
a
nah,
GED.
fuck it.
Just not a DD 214.
Wait, you don't have a
How do you
DD
not have a
214?
DD 214?
No, I left. I just like, fuck you guys, I'm leaving. What do you do? Stop paying me?
I forgot about that.
I do remember that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, different story. So do you grow up like were your parents married the same house the whole time, or?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they got divorced when I was like, I don't know, try to remember, maybe like 13 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, my senior year, I just saw the writing on the wall. It was like Clinton was in office, like the economy was kind of shit at that point. You know, we were in a recession, and I'm like, I'm not going to college, and like once I graduate high school, what am I gonna do?
And what were your older siblings doing? Were they doing all like fucking working places or going to college and shit, or
random shit? Not even college, dude. Like
Yeah.
I think like a couple of my siblings like went to college, did like maybe a year and dropped out, shit like that. So, but no degrees if that's what you're getting at. But yeah.
No, I was just you
Yeah.
know.
No, so yeah, I just was like, they had Navy recruiters that would come to the high school and shit, and like they'd have their little fucking desk with their pamphlets and that shit. So, you know, I checked it out. I started fucking talking to them and whatnot, and then after a while, you know, I'm like halfway through the year, 3/4 way through the year, and I'm like, well, fuck, you know, like the decision point's coming up
Yeah.
pretty soon. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, fuck, man. So I ended up. So I actually had to bring them over to my house because my mom and dad, who were divorced at this time, like, so she had to come to my dad's house and like fucking they had to sign the dotted line.
Was there any experience in the military in your family prior to that?
My dad was in the Army. He got drafted back in the 50s.
Oh wow, yeah, totally
Yeah.
different experience.
Irish Army though, right?
No. No, he came to this country.
The
and
IRA.
pretty much
I'm just
immediately
kidding.
got drafted, but you know, he did like a couple years in Germany, but like no combat time. He was like an engineer and shit like that. So
That's fucking pretty crazy. The fact your dad, I mean, you're first generation American. Both your parents were born in fucking Ireland.
yeah.
And imagine your fucking dad shows up on U.S. soil right away, drafted. Go to Germany. He's like, fuck, I just
got here.
I was just fucking there. Like, what the fuck?
I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Oh shit.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so as far as that, I had an uncle that was in World War II. Like, you know, he ended up working out at the Plymouth nuclear plant out in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and he used to, after he got out of the Army and shit, he used to clean the reactors and shit with like no protective gear.
Dang,
Yeah,
dude.
so
Jesus.
needless to say, like years later, cancer just completely ate through his body and killed
Wow.
him.
No
So,
shit.
God damn,
Fuck,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
You didn't get any superpowers or anything?
yeah. He got a super quick trip to the grave. That was about it.
Jesus.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. So anyway, so talking to the recruiters and shit, I ended up deciding like, hey, I'm just gonna pull the trigger now. I graduated when I was 17, so I had to have my parents actually sign the papers and shit like that.
So did you talk to all the other recruiters, or what was it? That you
No,
were
I
in the Navy?
didn't really. You know, it was just the Navy guys that were there. You know what I mean? And like back and forth with them.
Mo's like, I love the uniforms.
I want to be a seaman.
I know.
I love the hats, the bell bottoms,
Tight butts.
the YMCA song.
the village people.
Well, it is.
No,
it,
that was
it is
really.
a vibe, yeah.
Yeah, it was just the Navy dudes, and like, you know, I just like I needed an out, you know. So they started talking, you know, got to go take the ASVAB, whatever. Okay, these are the jobs that you're qualified for with your shitty ASVAB or whatever it was. I mean, it was mid grade. I didn't like.
So
blow it
did
away.
you? Was SEALs even on the radar?
No,
for you,
not at
or-
all. Not
Yeah.
even. I like. You remember that? Obviously, everyone knows the Charlie Sheen movie. You know that was out by
Best
then.
Navy SEAL
what
movie
year
in the
did that
world,
come
yeah.
out? Do you remember?
Right, early 90s.
Yeah.
I graduated in '92, so that was a kind of a fresh movie. At least it came out in the
Yeah,
last
I think
2
it was
years.
Yeah.
'89.
We
I
had the
didn't
technology.
know. I thought that was like some sort of fictitious fucking military unit. I didn't.
Jamie, look up when Navy SEALs. Oh shit, we're not there yet. All right.
Based on
Like,
true
Let me
events.
let me text Jamie Vernon real quick.
But yeah, I didn't even like know that was a real thing.
He's
you know
gonna be
what I
like, "Why are you calling me?"
mean?
Like Posty.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that was like a real thing. So
No
like,
shit, yeah.
I wasn't like, oh yeah, I want to go do that because I didn't even think it was fucking the real deal. So
1990.
90
Navy SEALs came out in 1990.
So it came out 2
This
years.
is '92. You were doing this?
I graduated in '92.
No shit.
Yeah. So anyway, fucking, they offered me a contract to go to aircraft mechanic school, and I was like, that sounds cool. I'll do that. So I signed up for 4 years. Went to A school down in Millington, Tennessee, and ended up coming out here to San Diego for FRAM school to learn about the S-3 Viking, which was the first aircraft that I got qualified to work on, and then shipped me off to Guam. I spent a year out there at VRC.
Where the magic happens.
50. Yeah.
Guam.
You guys all have some time in Guam.
Yeah,
But-
spent some time with the Viking.
Yeah, a little bit. Toys.
What's the Viking?
It's a very fine establishment.
Yeah.
Fine
So,
young women.
yeah, I ended up on Anderson Air Force Base up on the north part of the island. There was a Navy squadron up there, and we had 3 different aircraft platforms, S-3 Vikings, C-2 Cods, the Greyhounds, and C-130 Hercules. So went there. Supposed to be there for a couple years, I think, and the squadron got decommissioned about a year after I was there. So
Oh shit.
came
okay.
back to San Diego and went to an actual S-3 squadron. So
What was your rating?
I
before?
was an AMH. And so there was AMHs and AMSs, aviation structural mechanic, hydraulics, and structures. Realistically, they were the same thing. They worked out of the same shop. It didn't really fucking matter. And they
Okay.
ultimately ended up,
Getting
years later,
combined.
combining
Yeah.
those rates just to AM. So,
I was an AO in the beginning too.
yeah, ordnanceman, yeah. An Ordy. But, yeah, so I came back to San Diego.
You got to wear the red shirts.
Yeah.
Whatever
yeah.
the fuck that means.
True. Well, it means
Your
you work-
boy Rob Creel fucking.
Oh, is that what
school
Rob
you
did?
on that.
Yeah. So, yeah, came back to San Diego.
Shout out Rob Creel.
What's up, you fucking dork? Yeah, so back to San Diego. Did a couple years at that squadron. I switched over to helicopters. Worked on S3 A60 Seahawks for a couple years, and went to Buds in '99. So yeah. So needless to say, so I found out that this SEAL thing was real. I was like, oh no shit. There was
Wait
like a
a
guy out
minute.
at my first command in Guam that was going, and everyone's like, oh, like he's such a fucking stud. Look at him, he's fucking running, 20.
He's running.
He's running all these miles, and he's so fit and all this shit. Turns out he went, and he didn't last like a week there. They fucking
Wow.
they chewed him up and spit him out, So I was like, holy shit, dude. That kind
Something's last. What you? Collins or
Go fuck
I think it's
yourself.
his name was Collins. That was his name. Yeah.
apparently went back a few
He
years
came
later,
back.
made it. I don't know.
But yeah, so that kind of intrigued me. I was like, holy shit, dude. 'Cause that guy was like really fit, and he seemed super determined, and like
Yeah.
he was there and he was in and out like that. Bye, see you later, kid. So I started, reading books and shit. Like Rogue Warrior was out, Dick Marcinko.
Dude,
Yeah, I read all those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one I read was Point Man by James Patches Watson.
Oh yeah.
So that was like the first SEAL book that I read, and then I read Rogue Warrior after that one.
Wouldn't have been the last one.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think then he just like a series of books Dick Marcinko came out with. So
Yeah.
of course I read them all. I had
he had
them
a
all.
bunch of he had a bunch of fiction shit he came out with.
Yeah.
It was fucking.
It got way
Oh,
goofy.
dude.
Task Force Blue.
Oh, my
It was like,
God,
what
dude.
the fuck is this?
I probably
shit?
read all those as well. I probably still have some.
Yeah, I
And
got a
the-
signed copy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
He did a book signing at McPee's one year.
I
Yeah.
remember he did one right there at whatever the bookstore beside McPee's or down the way from.
Yeah. Right, we used to be right next to Bull Shirts, right?
So, yep.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was, I think I was in Buds. One of the dudes I went to Buds with, this is in 198, and this was, I'm trying to remember the dude's fucking name, but I just remember running into him in Coronado, and he had a bottle of fucking Bombay Sapphire fucking gin. And I'm like,
written about many times in all
Yeah.
of his books.
he's walking down the sidewalk, and I'm like, hey, what's up?
With the
I s-
bottle?
With the bottle. I started talking to him. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, dude, there's fucking Dick Marcinko is doing a book signing at fucking whatever the name of that bookstore was. It's not, was it Crown Books?
No.
Yeah.
Was it? I can't
It
remember.
might have been.
I mean, I don't like
I
to
remember-
read a lot, so I
Yeah.
don't know what the bookstore's name was.
But I just remember I ran into this dude. He goes, yeah, I'm getting my book signed by Dick Marcinko. I'm like, oh, shit. I just remember he had a bottle of fucking Sapphire. I'm like, I wasn't even 21 at the time.
It's
So
got a
I-
crazy straw coming out of the top.
Yeah.
Sipping it.
Yeah, he
But-
did it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, but years later, I hear all these fucking stories from Harry Humphreys about Marcinko because they were like thicker
Thieves
than
in the
fucking
blood.
thieves, dude. And that's a dude we need to bring on the fucking show.
That'd be super fun.
Which he's him and Catherine are going to be out here like in a couple weeks
No shit.
in Huntington Beach. So I don't
That's
know.
cool.
That dude,
That
that
would
would
be
be
awesome,
that
dude.
would be one of the probably last times to maybe.
Coda, you guys mobile? All right, let's do it.
Yeah, you got to get Harry on, dude.
Dude, he's
super
like
cool
the
cat.
Forrest Gump of like, not in a retard version, but dude, in literally his fingers are in everything. Like the guy is just like, you could fucking name some. Oh yeah, well we were building this fucking airfield in the Virgin Islands. Like Harry is like, oh yeah, I did the engineering on that, and I actually started blasting coral, and I helped him. You're like,
What the fuck?
what the fuck? Like, you find out later. He goes,
yeah.
yeah, I have. You know, he has a fucking degree. He's an engineer. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And he has all these weird stories. But sorry, not.
No, yeah, 100%. But yeah, like you were saying, Marseco was doing like a book signing, McPee's. I went and, you know, I had my fucking book, or I bought one right there. He had a stack of them, whatever. And I still remember what he wrote in it. It was because I told him like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go to Bud's, you know, like fucking.
Quit now, avoid the.
Yeah. He's like, quit. You're not gonna make it, fag.
Good luck, nerd.
No, he was like, he wrote like, get your ass in gear, put your ass in gear, and your mind in neutral. Like Dick, it just, you know,
Yeah,
real
there
simple,
you go.
but it was like
That's cool.
Very
totally
sad,
made
yeah.
sense. You know what I mean?
Trying
Like,
to suck too
don't
much
overthink
dick
it.
on the way to the parking lot.
Yeah, just
Hey,
don't
get back
just
here.
don't overthink it. Just get in there and perform. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was it. So I went to Bud's in '99 with class 226, and made it through till like a couple weeks before graduation. Got rolled off the island for some bullshit, and
Of course.
graduated with 227. Yeah, so that was it. Showed up to Team 5.
Was the bullshit a left hook?
I wanted it to be later on. That fucker who I fell asleep during fucking weapons practical. Like we were up for like 9 days straight out
Oh,
there,
yeah.
sleeping on Camp Stupid every night. Like I was just smoked. And
Dude, imagine that they kick a student off the fucking island for sleeping. Have you like been awake?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
Yeah, it's a bit much, man. I remember because people always ask, like, well, they don't ask now, but I remember after
grab me one of these.
Buds, people would ask, like, which is harder, Hell Week or or the island? And to be honest, I think they're just as hard. I think Hell Week's just more condensed.
Island.
But I remember the island was hard as fuck, dude.
yeah.
It's just a
At a certain
grind.
It was
point,
miserable.
at a certain
It's a
point, Hell
shitty
Week's like
grind.
really. Like I think
Sir.
Wednesday, you know what I mean? After that, it just
After
doesn't
that,
fucking matter. 'cause
yeah,
you're
it's
on
like whatever.
automatic. You know, you just
You don't have any goals to meet. You
you
just got to
put
survive,
one
dude.
foot in
the
Right.
other,
Like,
that's it, you know?
just
The
don't fall
island is
down.
a
Just don't
month
quit.
of
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
fucking
Don't break your
grind.
fucking legs
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I almost feel like second phase was the hardest for me
Really?
in terms of like just the brain power and like I don't know.
die physics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
not
started
a
out with
smart
Team
man.
5. Started out with Team 5.
But
Did a
I
couple
know what
platoons
love
there.
is.
And then they, what was it, in 2001, I think? They stood up Team 7. So
Yeah.
I was a plank owner at
St.
Team
Patty's Day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, stood up Team 7 as a plank owner there and did a couple platoons there. Went to SQT as an instructor for 3 long years. You were there with me.
Yep. I remember.
Yeah, and
That was
so was
fun.
Kevin. So was Kevin.
Out
yeah,
on an island out there. Yep.
yeah, that's like 3 years of my life I'll never get back. But yeah, did 3 years there. Went back to Team 5. Did another platoon there, and I ended up retiring out of Group 1.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
How many years total did you do?
20. 20 and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, dude, I graduated. Where the
Retired.
fuck that come from? I retired like 6 months after Mo did because I had to do like my an extra year for like my high 3.
Yeah, for your high 3. Yeah.
But to this day, dude, like dudes like Dan Fowles and like I mean dudes that we grew up with in the fucking teams. I mean Dan's coming up on fucking 30. He's getting ready to punch out.
CMC.
Like,
Clem-
other dudes
Dan,
and
dude,
you know
yeah,
dudes
that's
that
crazy.
stayed in and like made rank. To this day, I have dudes that still fucking be like, "Fuck, man! Like, dude, you punched out at the right time." And I'm all like,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, fuck, it's coming up on. I mean, dude, 12 years for you.
That'd
and-
be at 32 years now if I
Yeah,
had stayed in.
yeah,
So.
I mean, dude, 12. I've been retired for 12 fucking years in September.
yeah.
Like yours just passed, right? April.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, and it's crazy too, man, because like you got these guys for whatever reason, man, they just fucking great dudes, and they just kept getting passed over for fucking like How many LPO slots did you do?
4.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Holy
I did
Yeah, what I mean?
4 LPOs out
Yeah.
of 9 platoons.
I made it pretty quick because
Damn.
I was a fleet guy first. I did like 6 years in the fleet before I even went to Buds, and so
What rank were you when you went to Buds?
I was in E5.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so like I remember, I think I was in my second platoon. Dave Gutierrez, he was my platoon chief, and I made E6. And I was like, basically a fucking new guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I made E6. I remember Howie. Remember Howie was there? I remember
Yeah.
like we were in the old Team 5 compound, and like they're reading off the names of who made it, and me and Howie made it at the same time. And when they read my name, he turns, he's like, "What the fuck?"
I remember when Howie made it. It was like a fucking keg party.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the back gate right
yeah,
there by.
exactly.
Dude,
Yeah.
I remember it to a T because
Tom Dietz, I think,
Yeah.
he was the CEO at the time.
Well, because I remember I can't remember when I picked up E6 in whatever year it was, but I was on the fucking list to pick up an LPO spot, and I do remember talking to Howie because he was like, "Oh, I just picked up E6." He goes like, "Dude," he goes, "Only way I'm sticking around is if they let me do an LPO," and I'm all like, I started laughing. I'm like, "Dude."
I felt
Not to
that
say
too.
he wouldn't have been a good LPO, but
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's
get in line.
it's fucking stupid political, and it's kind of dumb. At that time, that was before they even had an inkling of like they have a leadership school now, and they do a lot. I mean, I will say NSW's gotten better in terms of like making shit smarter and like bringing dudes in, and like, I mean, before it was just like observe and react. It's like, okay, do 2 or 3 platoons, and like what you saw, hopefully you take away the good shit that you saw and you detract the bad shit that you saw, and then you just do your LPO. But I mean, I don't know how many times they would, I mean, dude, a senior E5 or E6 would come through the teams and do like 1 platoon, then his next fucking pump, especially I do remember guys coming in as E6s and barely getting a platoon in, and then they throw them like into an LPO spot.
Yeah,
because
right.
it was like,
which is
your
basically
career.
basically the meat grinder if you don't have the experience yet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're like, dude, that's the dumbest shit you can do if you're not ready for it. Some dudes excel, some dudes fucking got fired, and then you're like, dude, you just ruin this fucking guy. You're trying to promote this guy based off of career development, but you just basically
you're setting him up for
yeah,
failure.
you basically just set him
put
up,
him in a
and
bad
he, yeah,
position.
so
yeah.
That's tough, man.
But yeah, so yeah, I made E6 at that time, and like I said, I did 2 platoons at 5, and actually my first platoon I didn't even deploy. I blew my fucking knee out on a combat equipment jump. So yeah, I did like most of the workup, blew my knee out, had to have surgery. That's how I ended up in Guts platoon. So did that platoon, came back. They said, yeah, dude, he's fucking hilarious.
training
dude.
monkeys.
I put him in my fucking little pouch. I saw that, dude. I was dying laughing. But yeah, so they stood up Team 7 and Team 10 on the East Coast, and you didn't have any choice. They just fucking plucked you. If you were a 1 platoon wonder, you were going to the new team. It just was what it was. So I actually went to the mass chief, and I was like really trying to stay at 5. You just think when you're new and whatever, you just think like, fuck, I want to stay here. These are my guys.
Well,
and
5's
all
a
that.
pretty good place to be too. I was at 1, and I was very
Yeah.
jealous of the guys at 5. 'cause
No, 5
fun
was great, man.
definitely
I
lived
loved
up
it,
to its
dude.
name
Yeah,
of
the
No
culture
Fun
there
1.
was wicked cool. It was
Yeah.
work hard, fucking play hard, and the guys over at 1 are like standing fucking uniform inspections and fucking haircuts and all that bullshit.
It was
so
not fun.
yeah, but
Team
yeah.
5's getting DUIs and shit. We're like, yeah, fuck yeah.
But seven was like it ended up being a blessing in disguise because we stood up Team 7 and did a workup. I was in Charlie platoon, which was a Paycom platoon, and we did like most of the workup. But of course, like 9/11 had happened, so like we knew what was going on. And Echo and Foxtrot platoons were slated for CENTCOM, and then they realized like a couple months out from deployment time, as a team, that like they're gonna need more guys over there. So they just put the word out like, hey, anybody in these other platoons, if you want, you can jump ship and join Echo or Foxtrot. And I was just like, fucking, I'm in, dude. So
Dude, how many motherfuckers were trying to jump ship?
dude, there wasn't that many.
That's the thing. I remember you telling me that shit before. Like you were like one of like 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah. I was pretty shocked myself. I'm like, dude, we can go to fucking Paycom and do nothing. Like, this is it. We're going to the show. You know what I mean?
But we're slated for Thailand.
Oh, wow. Well, let me see here. But, yeah, so I ended up jumping ship from Charlie, and I went and joined Foxtrot Platoon, which was like Chris Good was the LPO.
Oh yeah.
Brian Berriger was the platoon chief. I think Andy Ledford was the OIC. In any case, so yeah, ended up going to Baghdad with those guys, and am I dropping too many names?
Nah.
Anyway, you can delete
If
them.
they're still in, we'll fucking block them out.
They're all
Yeah.
they're all out. They're all out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So we ended up fucking going to Baghdad. Camp Billy, not Camp Billy Macon. Camp. What the fuck was the name of the camp?
No, that was it.
No,
Can't barely make it.
no, that's out at an island. I'm thinking of the one in Baghdad.
Jenny
Posey.
Posey.
Jenny Posey. Sorry.
Dude,
So
we
many
must
damn
have the
camps.
same brain, dude. I'm like, no, that's the right one.
So
Jesus
he
Christ,
was.
dude.
So we relieved Team 5. So Kevin was there with Tommy and Tage and what have you. And yeah, man, we had a great deployment, dude.
Yeah.
It was the fucking, like he was telling you earlier. This is the wild, wild west back then, dude. Like rolling around in thin-skin Humvees, no fucking doors, no nothing, just looking
Killing
like.
it, dude.
Yeah, it was great, man. And like, we were talking about posture earlier on, like, you know, whether or not you're gonna get, you know, fucking get hit with a tick or something. You know what I mean? It was like, dude, they would hit the regular Army cats all the fucking time, but
Yeah.
when they saw us rolling, they would just like think twice. It was just like a porcupine. It was like a
yeah.
porcupine.
This shit counts, man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
dude.
Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna pick it. Like if you want to win a fight, you generally don't pick a fight
Dude,
with a
we
dude
had
that
our
you think
support
is gonna beat
guys.
your
Straight
ass.
up.
Dude, our support guys, they fucking put like foot rails and shit, or
yeah.
like
We had
rails on the side. Dude, we turned our rear Humvee seats, turned them outboard,
Sideways. Yeah.
outboard. Yeah,
and dude, we would sit there and
it's just like look like a porcupine. You know,
Yeah,
just
dude.
fucking barrels sticking out everywhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Lasers. I
Yeah.
mean, not that they could see them. You know
and
what
we
I
didn't
mean?
stop for shit.
Yeah.
We didn't stop for
Yeah.
anything, dude.
We hauled ass.
quickly learned. We had our fucking gunners up there that had like a fucking sandbag full of fucking rocks. Dude, we pull into somebody, we ram into the back of them, or even before you even get there, our fucking gunners like fucking, boom, fucking rock right through the back glass, dude. Fucking dudes like,
Yeah.
like, or we're driving on the wrong side of the road, and you'd see like the regular cops, the regular army. They're just all like,
Yeah, like what are you guys doing? You're like,
what,
Trying
what are
not
you
to
gonna
get blown
give
up.
us? A
Trying not to
fucking,
get-
yeah, what are you gonna give us a fucking ticket?
Get
Try
a
not to get fucking killed here.
get a couple hundred yards down
Yeah.
the road, and you see a fucking IED go off on them back
Yeah.
there. You're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck, dude? But
Oh,
yeah, dude, it was great, man. The op tempo was super high. Like we were going out doing fucking hits, like on average, probably every other night, and you know, of course, one hit. Sometimes you just get follow-ons. You know, we do 2-3 hits in a night, and it was just, yeah, it was everything that you wanted. You know what I mean? It was
awesome.
it was fucking great, dude. Yeah.
so
So
jealous.
yeah, so we spent like
It was fun. It's
4
fun,
months.
dude.
I spent that deployment. I think I spent like 4 months in Baghdad, and then we went and stood up Task Unit North up in Mosul. So and that place was a fucking shit show too. So yeah, it was pretty nuts, man. But like you saying, if it wasn't fucking rocks, it would be like Drago fucking pulling out his 9mm and putting fucking rounds into the hoods of cars and shit. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's like obviously you're not getting the message to back off of the convoy, so he'd fucking just whip out his gun and put a few fucking
Drago gets shit done, man.
Yeah.
It's very effective.
dude. The fucking guy,
Makes that shit
he's
happen.
awesome, man. He's a fucking great dude,
Yeah.
man. But
Love that guy.
yeah, so yeah, that was kicking off Team 7 and came
You're-
back.
you're right
He
over
was
there,
talking
Johnny?
about just put that anywhere. Came back from that deployment, and I had orders to Damneck, to Green Team. So me and a bunch of our guys screened prior to going on that deployment, and the deployment was fucking awesome. Like, you know, and at that time, Damneck wasn't doing really shit in Iraq. Like, you know, they were doing shit over in Afghanistan. So I just bought a brand new house too. Like before I left, it was a fucking dirt lot. You know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like a month before I got back, like my pregnant wife and kid had moved into the new house and everything like that. So I get back and like she doesn't want to go to Virginia, you know, and I couldn't blame her either. You know,
it's
like
a tough sell, man.
yeah, it was a tough sell, and I'm thinking like, all right, like I'm already doing everything. I'm doing Frogman shit. You know what I mean? So I ended up turning my orders down to damn neck. But I kind of used that card because I went and talked to the CMC at the time. Forget his name.
At 7?
Yeah, Mark. Was it Lasky?
Yeah.
Mark Lasky. Yeah. I went and talked to him.
Frog Lube.
Is it the same guy?
But that's different Lasky.
Yeah, different guy. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like, all right, so like, what's the deal here? And I'm like, well, you know, I got orders to Green Team. You know, I'm like, I'll stay if you give me an LPO slot.
There you go. Yeah, get some leverage.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck it. I mean, you can't hurt if you don't ask, you know.
Yeah.
So I played that card, and he's like, oh well, you know, you got, you know. He just doesn't want to say yes or no.
There's other people ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly. The same old shit. So.
Well, and that was the old time, too, where the CMC at the team kind of controlled that shit, and maybe they still do, but I don't fucking know. I mean, for the longest time, maybe it's just the platoon chief shit, where Group 1 CMC was kind of the manning guy, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, we've been through a lot on this timeline because, like, there's the teams have changed so much over the years, and we've all seen kind of like all three of us are pretty much the same generation. What are you out of here, Johnny? Yeah. Bro, thank you, man. Good to see you, brother.
Later, buddy.
Take care.
See you, John.
So I'm always curious because I know my time in, I saw a lot of it changing. Like I feel like I came in 98, and I feel like I caught like the tail end of when it was cool to be like a pirate team guy. Then I did 3 platoons, and it got progressively fucking more restrictive and just kind of lamer and lamer. But I never got to do any of the actual like real team guy shit. Never got deployments, but nothing ever kinetic, nothing ever war zone, nothing cool. But I mean,
you're still cool though.
Well, thank you, sir. I wear tight pants, so
and Slayer t-shirts.
Yeah, I do what I can. But so I don't have any fucking cool war stories. I got a couple bar fight stories and hurt some people's feelings a little bit. But what's your experience of like when you first came in around the same time I did to spending 20 years in the teams, and how did the culture of the teams shift in that time? Like, because you've been in a lot of fights, and I think that's a unique experience because it's not about the fight, but it's about how that fight is received within the culture of the team. Because I remember back in the day, I remember getting a fight as checking in, basically. And they just the Master Chief was asking me, like, hey, did you win? I was like, yeah. We're like, cool.
Yeah, almost like
whatever.
Rite of passage
yeah.
shit, you know what I mean?
And then later it was like, well, fucking, there was a lot more questions after that.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think like when I really started noticing that shift. And I would probably say, well, I left 7. I did my 2 platoons at 7. I did get that LPO swap, by the way. But, yeah, I did 2 platoons there. And then I ended up going to SQT as an instructor for 3 years. And in a way, that's kind of like just really getting fucking, you're kind of left out in the fucking dark. You know what I mean? When you go do an instructor tour like that and you're spending most of your time out at Nyland in the middle of the desert training, pushing guys through the program.
Nyland's tough, man.
Dude, and I ended up being I made chief when right when I was leaving Team 7, I picked up chief. Actually, no. I made chief while I was on my last deployment at Team 7. So, like, I was basically a brand new chief, came back from deployment, and I got shipped over to SQT. I wanted to do 3rd phase, but, I chose C duty orders, and those are the only 2 C. And fucking the Master Chief, what was his name?
At 7?
No, at the center. Anyway, his son Dave is in the teams too.
Mike Bloom.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Mike Bloom. It was somebody else. I can't remember. But anyway, he's
Dave,
like, oh yeah,
Dave Bloom's dad.
Yeah, it was Dave Bloom's dad. That's who I was thinking of. But
Mike
it's not
Bloom.
the same
Yeah,
guy.
Mike Bloom was the
CMC
at
who's
STT.
Joe? Joe something from Team 1. He became an officer. It's his stepdad.
Wagner.
Wagner, yeah. So it was
Wags.
yeah. Wagner met me on the tarmac.
I did 3 platoons of the Sun.
Yeah.
Solid
Joe.
dude, yeah.
Yeah. So Wagner met me on the tarmac.
Joe's not still in, right?
He is. That's why I didn't want to say his last name.
Yeah, I didn't. But yeah, Wagner met me on the tarmac when we landed coming in from Iraq, and he's like, "Yeah, man, we fucking really need you over at SQT." And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like I wanted third phase, but
there was a fucking shitty stigma for the longest time at SQT because it was considered. I mean, it was C duty, but
Was it C duty?
Yeah, it was C duty.
It was supposed to be C duty. I guess when they changed it because it fell under BTC and not ATC, I think it became even third phase became it was a C duty billet too.
Probably because you had to spend so much time away from the.
They changed them all
Yeah.
to where they were both short duty billets, and you're like,
Yeah,
well, this fucking sucks.
Nylon sucks,
Dude, I
You gotta
spent so much
eat.
time out there.
I remember being with you out there as an instructor. You were so mad all the time, dude. It was so like I felt bad because I was a civilian at the time, so I'm like I don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. I'm like whatever. I don't
Yeah, and
care.
we were extremely undermanned. Like anytime we
Ryan's
bring,
driving the fucking the Lamborghini out there. Like, goddamn fucking.
he doesn't know, but that's why I was mad.
I didn't take that thing out to Nyland, man. Fucking
I
No.
drove my fucking Trans Am out there one time, dude. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
one time.
God
Yeah.
damn it, dude.
But yeah,
Yeah.
for the audience, Nyland's out in the middle of the California desert, right next to the Salton Sea, and it's just it fucking. I mean, it's I love training out there.
It's good training.
As a
facility.
platoon guy, it's
Yeah.
like the best fucking training ever.
Yeah.
Stalking for sniper school out there was probably the most
Shit.
challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most challenging.
It's
most
definitely
challenging.
not shore duty. though,
No,
as
no
an
fucking
instructor.
way.
But to
dude,
get
yeah.
away from everything, literally, it's phenomenal because what are you thinking about? You're thinking about the motherfucker to the right and left of you. You're thinking about the motherfuckers beside you. All you're thinking about is what's going on downrange.
Yeah,
you're not thinking about.
there's no distraction. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to get out of here so we
Yeah.
can go to the bar
Yeah.
and chase
Yeah.
pussy or
It
something
ain't,
like that.
it ain't
Like,
San Diego going.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
let me-
Hey, it's fucking 1600 or whatever
Yeah.
time. Like,
Well,
let's get out
I
of
think
here.
whoever put that out 2.5 hours away from San Diego knew what they were doing with the team guys.
Yeah,
Like,
Dude,
yeah.
they
like-
started
these
doing that
motherfuckers
literally, and that's another Harry story. Harry said they started fucking. They would send East Coast teams to the West
No
Coast
shit.
because of the fucking canals.
Really? The
They
canals?
were fucking because of the canals. They were training for fucking Vietnam. All the
Those
fucking,
canals?
Yeah,
Those are not the most Vietnam.
I
Yeah.
don't think they were, but at the same
Was
time,
there a lot more rainfall back then?
I don't know about all that shit, and I won't speak for him verbatim, but I would say when they were setting up ambushes and shit, it was like, well, fuck, dude, we got canals out here, and I'm pretty sure they had been fucking training out there anyways.
I
so
think they
they're
just
like,
wanted to go
Well,
to San
I'm
Diego.
picturing
bro.
the environment out there. How do you stalk? Is it just like sagebrush, or is it
Yeah,
trees?
it's like
Yeah.
no shit.
It's like
fucking-
climbing, it's like low crawling
Yeah,
behind
so
this.
your face is in the dirt the whole fucking
Yeah,
time. trying to
You're
get your ass beat.
you're on your belly the
I mean,
whole
dude,
time.
you're a
And
sniper, dude.
and you're
You
like
know-
you're laying on a
Yeah,
hot
that's what I was
fucking-
asking.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, and it was in the summertime too. So you're out there in August, you're laying on a fucking hot plate.
Yeah,
for four,
literally.
on a 4-hour stock. It's
I bet
just
guys
like-
even had to insulate the front of their ghillie suits for that shit.
Well,
just so you don't
luckily
get-
there was some padding on it,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
was somewhat of insulation. But like, yeah, dude, it was fucking. It was really challenging, you know. And
Well, and then taking your shot too, like coming up from the sagebrush, like you better be a higher sagebrush. You
yeah,
know, like
well,
you're-
I
you're-
mean, the first thing I did was like once you got within 200 yards, it was a plus or minus 10 if I recall correctly. Like as long-
180 to 220, yeah.
yeah, plus or
I
minus
had
10.
to go twice. That's the reason I remember it.
Okay, yeah. I had to go redo my stocks because I told one of the instructors to go fuck himself in the middle of a stock. Yeah. And they kicked me out, and I had to come
Wait,
back and do it over.
were we the same?
I think we talked about this, didn't we?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe you heard
Well,
about it. I don't
where you
remember
were
you
in,
being there, but
yeah.
I mean, it's possible. Andy Stump was my shooting partner.
I was in that
okay.
class.
Were you?
Because Andy was the only guy who beat me on stalks. I had to come back because I failed stalking. I had to come back and do stalks. And I remember Andy was just such a naturally talented tactician that he's the only guy that fucking easily smoked. Because I was doing it my second time.
Yeah.
So like I should be good. And he's the only guy that fucking beat me. So yeah, that was the same class. I remember you had the ranger guy too, who's been kind of a cock about everything.
Well, the big musclehead dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Joe Roberts, and he's the one who got me fucking. He's the one I lost my temper with.
I do remember this.
I went to
Yes,
sniper
was there.
school with him.
Yeah.
In '98.
Yeah. Which time that he went to sniper school? Because I think he had to go like 3 or 4
This was in
times.
Kalinga.
I heard he kind of got pushed through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fall of '98.
Right. But anyway, that guy, I was a rare case where I got orders to sniper school, and I didn't even have my trident yet.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, that's also why I failed.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty clear. I could just feel the vibe that nobody was happy that I was there. Like, because, that's an exalted school. Like, sniper school, like, usually 2-3 platoons, you might get a sniper school.
Free fall as well.
Yeah, same thing with free fall. Yeah, back in those days. Like, now it's just like, whatever. They just dump guys in the pipeline. But back then, it was like you'd have a solid reputation.
I remember this. One of the things I love about you is that you've always been the same way. Back then, because I don't remember you being a new guy. I mean, we're all new guys. I was only on barely after my first platoon there, but you were always the same way. In my trajectory, it took me a long time to figure out that I could talk shit and to get the wherewithal to like figure out how to talk shit effectively, but you were just out there talking shit immediately. It was like, dang, dude, this guy's got a shit. It was. That's one of the things I appreciate about you is you've always been super consistent.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I mean, it's
Mike
probably
Moriarty,
just my background.
shit talker,
Extraordinaire.
Yeah. Extraordinaire. Yeah. I guess I really haven't matured either, so in that way. But that guy, it was pretty clear that. I think, like you said, that guy had to go through sniper school like 3 or 4 times, and they just pushed him through. But he would follow me around on my stock, so he was constantly just giving away my position.
Yeah,
I hate that. I just lost my fucking temper one day.
He was being a weirdo and shit.
Yeah,
too,
he was fucking worthless as tits on a bull too, because like he'd be just walking around with his protein shake, and you'd find him falling asleep somewhere. He's just this big, giant, juiced up muscle head.
Yeah, which is fine, but then he tried to throw his fucking rank and weight around and shit where it wasn't.
Yeah,
he thought he had some power and tried to throw it around. Like
he was a douche, and I opened my mouth and like fuck off or something like that, and out in the desert,
you can't talk to me that way.
It just fucking like reverberated.
I'm a staff sergeant
through the whole field. Like everybody's out there stalking. Like everybody heard it. Yeah. I thought I was just like kind of bitching to myself, like fuck off, motherfucker. And I might as well just had a goddamn.
No.
I might as well have had a megaphone.
No, I'm pretty sure I heard that.
Yeah. So
it's like.
So I finished my stock.
Some dude on Ball Mountain.
Yeah. I finished my stock. I smoked the stock. I get a 10. Well, we go back to the trucks. We all gather around. And
10 out of 100.
They give you scores. And, yeah, man, fucking, once they gave everybody scores, I'm like, I got another 10. Like, Hardy was the chief out there at the time, and he's like, all right, one of you guys out there said something to one of my instructors, and I just fucking raised my hand. I'm like, it was me.
Dude, that guy was a douche, though, man.
He was a fucking douchebag.
No, the chief in charge of sniper platoon at the time.
So there's hard in and hard E. Hard in was
first time I went through was Hardy, and then hard in I think was the second time. First guy was super cool. Second guy was not fucking cool at all.
Yeah, Hardy anyway was he was the guy on scene at the time. And I just rogered up right away because before the instructors got back, everyone was talking about it to me. And of course, I'm a brand new guy, no bird yet. And I got half the guys, these guys who've got platoons under their belts. Half the guys are telling me like, bro, don't say shit. If they fucking bring it up, just fucking don't admit to nothing. Deny. Be like, nope, wasn't me.
It's good strategy.
And then and of course, like there's a couple of fucking JOs who are like, well, man, like you should probably just
honor code violation.
Honor code shit, right? You know what I mean? And I think in reality, I agreed with all these other guys. You know what I mean? But it would have just eaten me, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck it, man. This guy's been following me around the stocks. I had a legitimate reason for losing my temper, so I just rogered up and
sometimes you got to face.
I just claimed it, dude. I'm like, all right, yeah, man, it was me. And I was thinking I was going to explain the situation, and Hardy just goes, pack your bags, new guy.
That's what I mean. He's a fucking douche, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck
and I was
guy.
just like, don't I get to explain the situation at all? Like, no.
See, that's what bugged me about that guy. I think he's dead now too.
Hardy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
No, the second.
Dave Hardin. Yeah, he passed away.
So the guy who was in charge, the guy we're talking about, the guy who was in charge of sniper school.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. But he was a fucking douche, dude. Because I remember I was in a platoon and I got the opportunity to go through sniper school again. Well, the stalking portion I failed. And so the deal
Which
was,
at the time, that was the coolest shit. Because as
Yeah.
long as you passed your shooting phase,
yeah,
it was great. Because there were a lot of dudes. I mean, it was, I will say, one of the most challenging fucking schools that I went through in the teams, dude.
Mhm.
Sniper,
It
I
absolutely
learned a
was.
shit ton.
yeah.
I mean, breacher, I learned a lot of shit too. But, dude, in terms of, like, stress, dude, just shooting.
Sniper
Surprising
was the
amount of
most
math.
challenging.
Sniper was fucked.
Definitely.
Dude. Like, I was like,
So,
dude,
I
I mean,
don't
back
fucking-
then it was.
Oh, I
don't
they
know.
they diluted the fuck.
well,
out
dude,
of
I
it
mean,
later.
we're living in tents on the range in Kalinga.
Yeah.
And,
same.
dude, they would fucking, we'd get, hey, wake the fuck up. Let's go. Cold bore,
cold bore
bitches.
shots,
Cold
yeah.
bore. We're like, you're like, grabbing your shit. Like, nope. M14. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Iron sights?
at night.
yeah.
No, I mean, it was like the sun was coming up, marine,
800
not
yards,
marine
dude.
layer,
Yeah.
but you're like,
Yeah.
Dude,
or
yeah.
it's like, hey, all right, everybody get on the line and action. Hold on. Set your fucking gun down. Take 2 steps to the fucking right. You're going to shoot
Oh,
somebody
shit.
else's fucking gun.
Oh,
You're
that's
like,
fucked up.
Ooh.
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
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 Dude, that
That's
shit.
fucked up.
They're like, I don't want to hear a
they-
fucking
they
peep
might
out
not
of
have
anybody.
counted those too, though, because they run classes slightly different sometimes. Like Crampton was the lead instructor when I went through
Crampton
the
was
first
there
time.
when I went through.
He was super fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
But when I went through the second time,
I tried to fight him.
really,
Yeah.
why?
Dude.
He was such a nice guy. How'd that
No,
happen?
dude. Like one of those same cold bore situations came up, and I was, of course, me being me, I can't not shut the fuck up, or I can't shut the fuck up. I can't not. Anyways, I was basically handed the gun to the fucking guy next to me. We're literally trading fucking guns, and you're like, you're gonna shoot this fucking shot, and they're like, obviously they don't want you telling you, hey, hold left or hold, you know,
Yeah.
they don't want, and it was a dude that was in my sister platoon, John Hannon, who actually fucking killed himself. He was an O, former E. He was in hotel platoon, AOIC, and I don't remember what the fuck I said, and he was like, nope, you two, fucking done, fucking off the line, you fail. And cold bores, dude. I mean, those are
They're
like
important. Yeah,
10% of your
Yeah.
shit or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember them doing that in our class.
And dude, I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, I said no fucking talking. I'm like, fuck this, man. And I was like a one platoon wonder, so I had piss and vinegar. You know, I'm like, all right, fuck you. And literally, fucking, I went to Crampton. I'm like, I'm the one that was fucking talking. Let him fucking shoot. I'm like, charge me, fuck it, give me 20 points. I don't give a fuck, but you shouldn't penalize him.
Yeah, that's good of you to do that. Yeah.
And he was like, well, what were you saying? I was like, I was making a fucking joke. I'm like, dude, I didn't.
You
Sorry.
making a joke
Yeah, I'm
at
like,
an
yeah, I'm like,
inopportune time.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry. I'm like, sorry. I didn't know we're, you know, I don't even remember what the fuck I said. I mean, this was in literally 1998. So I mean, Jesus Christ, what was that?
A long time ago.
300
27
years ago. I was told there'd be no math. Anyways, so he let Hannon shoot, and then he let me shoot, and sure as fuck, dude. Hannon hits with my rifle. I have his rifle. Dude, like no fucking.
Just whiffed it.
Oh,
Thanks, man.
dude.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
I'm like, and then later he goes, "Oh yeah, I didn't even dial in any dope." I'm like,
What the fuck? Thanks.
I just went to
man.
bat for you.
yeah, because they
Yeah.
tell you like,
Thanks,
hey,
Dick.
sit down, get your 200 dope in, or fucking 400, whatever the fuck we were at. I think we were like 400 or 500 yards.
That's kind of a dick move.
It
man.
was like
Wait,
a-
what year was this?
98.
Yeah, that might be why I don't remember them doing that in our class. It's probably because that's a really dumb idea.
Yeah, dude, we
Yeah.
did a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
A lot in
At-
Kalinga. And then they started getting that valley fever too. We were
Oh,
doing
yeah.
some of the stalking up there. And dudes were getting fucking like
Fucking
That's just
lungs
no
were all
joke,
fucked
dude.
up. Breathing.
Yeah.
There was
no
like some
joke.
spore in the fucking dirt up
yeah,
there. Guys
like
were-
oh, there's a bunch of rat
So
turds up
so
here.
yeah. Anyway, the I want to get back to Mo's story,
Mm.
but
Why?
but yeah,
Spoilers.
that pissed me off because like at that time, the deal that I made, I was going back to. I was in a platoon. I was going back for stalking, and the deal I made with them was that if I get enough points to graduate, then I get to go home early. As long as I get the points, whenever I get the points, I get to go.
You get the buck out.
I get to go back to my platoon and continue training, right?
Right.
So, but they had fucked up. The instructors had fucked up the training program so that nobody was going to graduate if they kept the same, except for like me and Andy, if they kept the same standard. So they had to install new stocks to get
Who's Andy?
Stumpy.
Oh, Andy Stump.
So
Nice.
they had to add more stocks to the curriculum in order to get to
bring it
to give everyone an opportunity to get enough points to graduate, right?
rise all shit.
So I'd
G3,
already
G4.
packed all my shit, and I'm ready because I'd already accumulated enough points to graduate. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the certification, like whatever. I don't need to sit here and graduate. Like, I want to go back to my platoon and get back to work, right? And I'd already packed all my shit and was just going to be like, hey, all right, hey, this is the deal. We already agreed to it. I'm gonna go, right? And he's like, no, we added more stocks. You got to stay and accumulate more points. I'm like,
Who was saying this?
fucking Harden, dude.
Oh, okay.
That fucking guy. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I already graduated. I'm the harder.
The epitome of pushing the goalpost.
Yeah, dude, exactly that. I'm like, dude, I was so fucking pissed. And after that, I'm like, fuck this guy, dude. But anyway, I hold grudges for decades. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, like I said, back when that Buds instructor caught me sleeping and then intentionally failed me on weapons practical, so I got to spend an extra 3 fucking months in Buds because it was over like a holiday Christmas break and everything, so it just like made it even
Oh
longer.
God, yeah.
And it's funny. I was like, I swore I was gonna beat the fucking shit out of him once I got into the teams. And like, of course, you get into the teams, and like now I don't even remember that guy's fucking name. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. It is what it is, dude.
Yeah. Well, some grudges.
Oh,
are worth
I thought
holding.
you were gonna have a story like where you beat the shit out of him.
Nah, not him.
Fuck. Not that guy.
But shit, man, I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
Well, we could get into some bar fight stories. Might be fun to get into because I know you're one of the only guys that has probably as many bar fights as I do.
Probably
yeah,
more.
man.
Probably more. Yeah.
Where to start?
What was that bar that I remember partying with you at a bar one night, and we almost got into. You almost got us into a fight.
No, it wasn't me. It was not me.
Oh, we were McGregor's at the bottom of the hill,
Yeah.
and we're sitting out there, and we thought it'd be a fun idea to get the last shot. He's already hammered. Didn't
No
need any more
way.
drinks. But he knew they didn't need more drinks, so wasn't going to drink it. So we're like, oh, we'll just get him a water and pretend it's a shot. So we're all drinking a shot, and he drinks the water, but he's like, throws it back. Right into some chick's face. So her dude gets mad. So now we're in this fucking standoff, and he's just like, sorry, guys.
Sorry. My bad.
But we didn't end up fighting.
Dude, is this when you guys lived in La Mirage?
Yes. Yeah, when Mike and I were roommates
Yeah,
in
dude.
La Mirage.
As far as like, platoon stuffs and shit like that, like with Dave's platoon, we had a couple of good fucking scraps over in
Dave.
Gut.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Gutierrez.
Gut. Yeah.
So we were over in Okinawa and like, what was it? I think it was Gate 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I know we're over there.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, so,
That's the fucking story.
yeah. So fucking,
Yeah.
well, there's a couple of them, but Gate 5 was like the gate you go out of off of Kadena Air Force Base, like which we were staying on at the time. And that's where all like just the dive bars were,
And what year is this?
This would be like 2001.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this is so I'm trying to fucking set the fucking the storyline because there were a bunch of Marine, and I'm not disparaging Marines, but apparently there were some rapes that went on
Oh,
because I
okay,
did
heard
like
about that,
2
yeah.
deployments to Kadena. I think 2, at least 2, maybe 3. Anyway, I can't remember. You would get sent to base, or you have to stay on base. If you leave base after midnight,
They don't let you back on.
you can't get back on
Yeah.
until after
Wow.
6.
Oh, shit.
and there was a bar called the Hard Reef that was off. It wasn't Gate 5. I think it was Gate 6. But anyways, long story longer. Go ahead.
Use your words.
Anyway, yeah, so we all, had a night out. We went out Gate 5, just fucking bar hopping as a group of guys and shit. Me, Dave, Scotty Wirtz, Bill Mulder, Yost Jansen, fucking Jordo. Anyway, we're all up in this fucking bar. It was like right off the street, and you had to like go up. It was like on the second or third deck. It was weird. You had to go up all these fucking stairs to get to the bar. So up there hanging out, and as he mentioned,
Let's play live music. I remember that bar. It was fucking rad.
I don't even remember the fucking names of the bars. It's so goddamn long ago. But yeah, so up there hanging out, having a good time, and of course, as he mentioned, there's fucking jarheads around, and we're just different, and we're a group of guys, and
different cultures.
Just different culture, whatever. Like, who are you guys with, whatever.
It's a
blah,
fucking
blah, blah.
alpha male concept. Too,
Yeah,
where you have
so,
fucking
like
30 alpha males. You're like,
Especially drunk ass Marines. Army guys don't really pick fights.
Yeah,
so
right.
Dick
It's
measuring
like,
contest.
you always know who they are because they got the fucking stupidest haircuts.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, so like it
Not by
it
choice.
wasn't even our whole platoon.
It's
It
the
was
high
like,
and stupid.
yeah, it was like maybe 6 of us or something, just the boys who like to go out and get after it, like the Bible thumpers are back on base still. So we were just hanging out, and there was just one drunk Marine who just kept on like approaching us, and of course he's just getting aggressive, and like I think he even had his shirt off too, it was just like this fucking guy, okay buddy, all right, hey, have a good one, man, like kind of take off, leave us alone kind of thing. He just kept coming back. But anyway, like finally I got just fed up with this shit, like, hey man, like get the fuck out of here. just leave us alone, Or he starts kind of bowing up, and I just fucking let him have it, dude. Just KO'd him right there on the fucking spot.
Was it a left hook?
Left straight, but
there you go.
it's always a left. So,
Dude.
if you're watching, if it's coming from me, it's gonna be a left. But
Which is why I think a lot of motherfuckers automatically assume, like, oh, this guy's right-handed. Pow! Like,
Are you left-handed though?
yeah.
Ah, there you go.
dude,
But,
goddamn.
So
I've
we
seen this
clean him out, and then get like a couple of his buddies start getting riled up, and his kind of like a little scuffle, like somebody's they're calling the cops, whatever. So like fuck, like I don't know what it was, man. The cops must have been already just out on the street there or whatever, but like right away.
That's fucking Japan.
Yeah,
boy.
it was fucking nuts, dude. It was like immediately the cops were there, and like what the fuck? So we look down at the street. There's cops outside. Like, well, we can't go down the stairs and walk out the front door.
Need a fire pole.
Cops are there. So like, what the fuck? So the bartender was cool. She's like a little fucking Japanese chick. She's like, hey,
Wait,
like
she's Japanese?
this is Okinawa.
Just kidding.
Anyway, so
He's racist. Don't listen to him.
yeah. So we go out the back. Like I said, we're on like the second or third floor. Hey, we'll go out the back, go down the fire escape, and get out the back alley. Head out the back, look down, and there's already a cop down there with a canine. And we're like,
Nice.
fuck, dude.
Fuck
like,
that, dog.
So there's no way to go but up. So fucking up we go. We fucking on the roof, man. Like looking over, like fucking the building's surrounded by cops. Like so, fucking we start doing the fucking
No shit.
like the building's close enough together to
The
where we just
Somali
fucking
jump.
We started
Yeah.
jumping from building to building. Like and fucking we made it out of there. Got on another fire escape from the
No
building
shit.
down. And we got the fuck out of Dodge, man. It was pretty cool shit. It was just like hilarious, man. But another night, same kind of shit, same crew of guys. Actually, it wound up just being me, Scotty Wirtz, and Bill Mulder, just the three of us. And we got into it with a few Marines.
Dude.
Rest their souls.
Fuck, both those guys are dead.
Yeah, they both moved on.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, we got into it with some
fucking dudes.
Marines again. Yeah, fucking great guys. And anyway, fucking we ended up jumping in a cab like after that shit and heading back to base. And we're going through the base, the gates at Kadena. And of course they stop us and they were like all eyeing in the car and shit, like hey, we fucking we heard there was some sort of incident out in town. It was just as crazy. Because, like, literally, the phone calls get made, and the base already knows what the fuck has happened. And
It's
like,
way too efficient.
it's
Well, that's
just-
the other thing,
yeah,
too.
it's
You have the fucking
ridiculous.
base police where they could go, 3 bald-headed guys, white. They were out doing this. Well,
Haven't
they could
seen
just
him.
go, keep on going.
Yeah, haven't seen him.
Instead
Sorry.
of Let's detain these guys.
Yeah.
Let's make a fucking issue out
Yeah, trying
of
to be
it.
fucking
So
Jack
everyone
Reacher.
hates
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a
all of a
fucking
sudden,
hero.
all of a sudden, they're all fucking Dick Tracy.
I'm going to get a fucking Air Force
Sherlock
Achievement
Holmes,
medal
you know?
for this fucking bullshit.
So they stop the car and they're like, yeah, like you guys, they fucking pick me out and they're like, you fit the description of the guy we're looking for. And I'm like, for what? Like, what the fuck?
I'm
what
gay.
happened?
Why is your shirt all tied up in the center like that?
It was the fashion at the time.
No shit, man. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You get the wrong. So they literally let fucking Scotty and Bill go, and they fucking detain me. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here, guys? Like, whatever. They take me to the Air Force police station, whatever the fuck they call those guys. And
I've been there.
yeah. Oh, have you? Yeah. So it's big building right on the main drag going into Kadena. So huge wide road. Anyway, so they take me in and it's like this fucking fat ass E5 Air Force dude.
Whose phone's
That's me. That's my alarm. Me and I got to wrap up.
Oh shit! All right.
Anyway, I'll just
620.
I'll finish this story. But so they put me in this like conference room, or whatever, and this fat fuck is coming in, and he's just being a dick to me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, where's your
'Cause
proof,
he
bro? I'm
can,
telling you, you
yeah.
got the wrong guy. You got the wrong guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Fucking, he's just reading me the riot act in
Yeah.
and out, making me wait. I'm
Calm
like, dude,
down,
it's like
Columbo.
it's
Yeah.
fucking like 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to work in the morning. I'm like, bro, come on, man, let's go. So, needless to say, they had my ID. They took my ID.
Oh, at the bar.
No. Like once they took me into custody and detained me,
Yeah.
they took my ID. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, this is it. So this is going on, and I'm getting fucking frustrated, dude. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, you know? I'm like, so I'm in a conference room, and I'm like realizing, like, fucking dude, there's a window open right here. So I got so fed up with this guy's shit, dude, because it was like literally I was getting ready to punch this guy in the fucking head because he was just like, I outranked this guy, and he's treating me like I'm some criminal with absolutely no evidence
course,
whatsoever,
right.
you know?
Sounds
So
like
the
military.
last time he walked out of the room, I'm just like, this motherfucker, dude. So I was like, I got to get out of here. So out the window I went. So like, you go out the window and like, you know, if I'd have went around the front of the building, like, dude, there's no way I would not have been seen. The whole building's got windows all around it. There's open space. There's really no dead space to hide and make your way out. But right behind the building, there's this big, huge ravine. It's all jungle, lush shit. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, I ain't going through a fucking river to get out of here. You know, I'm like, they got my ID anyway. You know, and I'm like, I just wanted to piss him off.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? I'm like, he was just being a dick to me, so I just wanted to embarrass him.
Make
like,
him look bad.
Yeah, like, I just escaped, you fucking idiot. So I just lay down in all this big, lush green shit, you know, right down there by the ravine. I'm just hanging out. And next thing I know, I start hearing, like, kind of voices and shit, yelling. And then I hear the dogs barking, you know, and I'm like, oh, shit, here they come. So sure as shit, and I see the flashlights starting to hit the fucking trees and shit around me, and, you know, the dogs led me.
Like the Three Amigos.
So they fucking roll up, flashlight in my eyes. I'm like, hey, what took you guys so long? Get up. Get the fuck up. Like, whatever.
They have like full guns drawn and
Yeah,
shit.
oh, it was ridiculous, dude. It was completely ridiculous. So, you know,
Dude,
back
good
in the
thing
police
they didn't
station,
set a fucking dog
now
on
they got
you.
me in an orange jumpsuit in a fucking little cage. Like, they were just so fucking embarrassed, you know. So Dave Gutierrez, he's my chief. Like, he has to show up to get me out of there, you know. And I think he was like kind of pissed, but also like probably thought it was the funniest shit too. But yeah,
like
and I was like, "What were you thinking, dude? Like, you know, they had your ID," and I'm like, "Yeah, I knew that, bro. But like, if you'd have been in my shoes, bro, it's either I get out of here or I'm gonna fucking attack this guy."
Yeah, I'm going to kill this guy.
You
Yeah,
gotta do something.
yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe we can wrap up another fucking day because I got to go to work.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
What do you? What are you doing now? Are you working on anything? Like, you just enjoying retirement? You just got a boat, right? Oh, sorry. You didn't get a boat.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm still contracted for the Coast Guard. Like, after I retired, I did a few years with GRS. Just basically doing fucking teaching tactics and doing a little bit of EP work on the side. So yeah.
This might be a little bold, but we get a lot of females hitting us up on the gram talking about, oh my God, who's that guy? You're single now, right?
Yeah, if they're hot, come on.
Okay, so ladies, he's single. He does have a boat. He's denying he does have
Hey.
a boat. He's got a job. And
I don't even want to
he's a handsome
say
guy.
it, but I should. But dude,
He's got a nice dick too.
he's got a dude. I've been on a trip before where there might have been
Group showers?
something that happened. No, where there was a girl that was brought home, not on my account.
Because you don't bang girls.
Of course not.
No, only dudes. Anyways, we're in Montreal filming season 1 of Jack Ryan. And holy shit, I talked to this motherfucker the next day. And
I forgot about
I'm
this.
like, hey, what's going on? He's like, dude, fucking roll up this fucking chick. And she looks at my crank and goes, nope.
Too beaucoup.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I'm not trying to speak on anyone's behalf, but I can verify this dude's bigger than me.
That doesn't say much, guys.
All right.
I don't want to get into it, Mo. I don't want to divulge your secrets.
Yeah.
Because he does have a 9-inch tongue.
It's me mojo, baby.
So with that said, where can the ladies or the gentlemen find you on Instagram? You recently got on Instagram.
Yeah. I'm a newbie to Instagram. I don't even know what my handle is. I think it's like A227Frog.
Let me check real
I'm
quick.
pretty sure it is.
A227.
Frog.
But I think there might be an underscore or some shit.
I don't even know. Like I
Nope,
said.
it's A227 Frog.
Yeah.
That's
That is
it.
That's
There we
it.
go.
See how
No
simple that was?
underscores. There
And
you go.
we will tag
A.
you in all the episodes. And
So you'll be pimping me out, bro.
Right
I
there.
know we got to make an Only Bros for you or something.
Only, what is it?
It's fucked up.
On your Grinder account.
Be your manager.
Right on, man. Well, hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks for
it,
having me, man. I'm sorry you got to.
Yeah, I know.
Bring that
This was a short one, like that one.
Yeah.
I know you guys had another guy.
Fuck,
here,
dude. We should have started at like 1 or some shit.
Yeah,
Or
whatever.
12.
I can bring the same shirt next time, and we can just fucking meld them together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. Perfect.
We'll do it
Well,
again.
thanks for coming, brother.
Yeah, man. You
All
bet,
right,
man.
see you,
Let's
man.
take a break.